Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, December 8th. We have all you need to know about the closure of a downtown restaurant, as well as more on generous donations to a local food bank.
We also have the latest information in the New York Times' lawsuit against the Pentagon, along with sports, entertainment, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Caitlin Pfeiffer.
And I'm Eva Hines. BYU fans surprised the State College Food Bank with a wave of donations this week. The outpouring came after Penn State unsuccessfully tried to hire BYU's head football coach, Kalani Sitake. A social media post by BYU alum Garrett McClintock encouraged fans to donate $30.17, referencing BYU's 30-17 win over Penn State in 1992. The nearly $5,000 total is enough to provide a week of groceries for around 500 people. The effort highlights a unique mix of sportsmanship and generosity across state lines.
Noodles & Company has permanently closed its only Center County location in downtown State College after 13 years in business. The restaurant closed on Wednesday with a sign thanking customers for their support and listing the nearest locations in Harrisburg, Camp Hill, and Pittsburgh. The closure comes as part of Noodles & Company's plan to shut 28 to 32 company-owned locations this year due to declining revenue. With the State College store closed, the company now operates 6 locations in Pennsylvania and over 400 nationwide.
The State College Area School Board has elected Aaron Miller as president and Rebecca Desmarais as vice president during its annual reorganization meeting. Miller, beginning his 3rd year on the board, won a 5-4 vote over outgoing vice president Deborah Anderson. Desmarais, starting her first term, also won 5-4 after 2 rounds of voting. Both emphasize collaboration, community engagement, and supporting K-12 learning as priorities for the board moving forward. The meeting also included the swearing in of 5 newly elected board members.
State College Borough Council President Evan Myers says he cannot support the proposed 35% real estate tax hike in the 2026 budget. The $8 million increase is designed to finally balance the borough's budget after years of relying on one-time funds. But residents warn the hike would make housing even less affordable and push people out. Finance officials say the borough is facing a long-term revenue problem as one-time money has run out. Council continues budget discussions this Friday and Monday. What kind of weather can students expect for the rest of the week? Student meteorologist Frank Gargione is in the studio with this week's forecast. Frank?
Thanks, Caitlin. Taking a live look at the Penn State Arboretum. Pretty dark out there, but we do have some cloud coverage. But the main story right now is how cold it is outside. Currently 19 degrees here in State College, feeling like 13. Our dew point is 0. Pretty clear visibility at 10 miles with this little bit of a north-northeast wind at 5 miles per hour, contributing to our feels like temperature. We'll get to that in just a second. But if we take a look now at the temperatures across the state of Pennsylvania, like I mentioned, 19 here in State College, 8 in Bradford right now. That is not a feels like temperature. That's the real temperature. Feel 8 degrees here in Bradford, 14 in Franklin, 23 in Pittsburgh. A little bit warmer as we head towards our south and our east, as expected. 25 in Harrisburg, 29 in Philadelphia, and 23 in Allentown. And if we switch over to our feels like temperatures, they just continue to get lower. Feeling like 13 here in State College, 16 in Johnstown, feeling like 15 in Pittsburgh, 10 in Franklin, and even towards the southeast, getting into the teens right now. Harrisburg feeling like 19, Harrisburg 19 as well, and Allentown 15. Everyone in the single digits or teens except for Erie. Now, we do have a system to our south, which is giving us some clouds here. You see the snow in parts of West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia right now. Not expected to impact us here across the state of Pennsylvania. But those clouds will remain as we head into tonight, but start to clear out as we head into early tomorrow morning here around 4:30 a.m. Clear conditions, but we do start to see our next system work in from the west here. This moves early on Tuesday morning, bringing a quick shot of snow to parts of Erie in the northwestern counties of the state. That eventually will clear out as we head Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening, bringing even a little bit of mix as well Tuesday night. And our main system here will be on Wednesday. We take a look at our future weather. Snow primarily to start here in State College, as those overnight temperatures will be low enough to support snowfall. But as we head into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, you see this mixture here: rain, snow, and a mixture in parts of Center County here. It all depends on how cold and where that rain-snow line sets up here. The ridges might see some snow, while the valleys might see some rain in that mixture. And this continues as we head on throughout the morning here on Wednesday, as you see here. And as we get into Wednesday night and the temperatures start to drop, we do start to see some snowy conditions. That system will move off by Wednesday night, leaving behind some lake effect snow showers off of Lake Erie in Erie County. If we take a look at tonight here in State College, single digits, 7 degrees, partly cloudy conditions, east wind at 4 miles per hour, a near zero precipitation chance. And this cold pattern continues into tomorrow with a high temperature of 29 degrees, cloudy conditions remaining as well. Winds pick up from the south at 11 miles per hour, and the precipitation chances stay near zero. Now, if we take a look at the next couple days here in State College, Wednesday is the main day that we could see some precipitation. We will see some precipitation, but like I mentioned before, it all depends on where that rain-snow line sets up, as high temperatures will be around the mid to upper 30s, not really conducive for snow before temperatures dip back down below freezing here on Thursday. If we take a look at our 7-day forecast, as we head into Friday, into the weekend, expect to stay around that 30-degree mark for 3 straight days here, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and staying in that cloudy pattern that we usually tend to see here in the wintertime in State College, before heading into the end of next week, 22 degrees as our high, and the start of finals week looking like a cold one, 22 degrees and partly cloudy conditions with a low of 16. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Frank. Now over to Sydney with the latest in sports. Thanks, Caitlin. I'm Sydney Cox with your sports update. Penn State Wrestling returned to Rec Hall on Sunday to take on in-state rival Lehigh University. The team took a 36-6 victory against the Mountain Hawks. The number 1 Lions defeated the number 14 team, having 5 bonus point victories with a pin, 2 technical falls, and 2 major decisions. The show comes after a win against Drexel on Friday and makes it the team's 74th straight dual win. Their next meet will be on December 13th, where they will take on the Wyoming Cowboys on the road. The search is over. Penn State football has their head coach. Penn State has hired Iowa State's Matt Campbell to an 8-year contract. Campbell is to fill the position that was vacated by previous head coach James Franklin on October 12th, over 50 days ago. This replacement comes after a long and tedious search with many struck-down negotiations. Fans and players are hopeful for this new addition, and with the fact that interim coach Terry Smith is set to remain on Campbell's staff with a 4-year deal. Smith will finish out his interim season by leading the team to the Pinstripe Bowl against Clemson on December 27th at Yankee Stadium. It's no secret that interim head coach Terry Smith has captured the hearts of many Penn State football fans. Reporter Lily McAfee spoke to the superfan behind the famous Hire Terry Smith signs. Lily?
Thanks, Sydney. Many Penn State football fans have been talking about the search for Penn State's newest head coach. Many fans had their own opinion on who should be chosen. One dedicated fan realized it's time to take matters into his own hands. Let's take a look. Penn State football means a lot to its fans, consistently supporting and filling Beaver Stadium no matter what the conditions are. When the news broke that former head coach James Franklin was terminated, many people had their own opinions on who the next head coach should be. The spotlight quickly focused to interim head coach Terry Smith, rallying major support from diehard Penn State fans. One dedicated fan realized how important this decision was and took to social media to rally support around the coach.
We're in an environment that tries to strike a balance between competitiveness, winning, but also like protecting, promoting the people who have given the most for this school. Well, I felt that my job was to, as a fan, instead of sitting around and complaining or just being a negative Nancy, I wanted to make people aware of how great a coach he is. And I just took matters into my own hands.
So what did he do? He created a viral sign seen by many Penn State fans. These signs have reached the hands of players, fans, prominent alumni, and former players. So the signs have taken a quite a big media, it's drawn a lot of attention. What inspired the signs?
he was very well respected, and he played at Penn State and he embodied Penn State, and he was just a Penn Stater for life. And for him, it always came off as more than just a job. Like, he really loved and enjoyed what he did. And I saw how much respect and admiration his position group players had for him. And that always like very much resonated with me. And always known that a picture says 1,000 words, right? And there's something indelible about a picture, a sign, something very tangible in the day and age where people are just swiping and moments are here and gone in 5 seconds or 6 seconds. To have something very tangible to communicate to the student body, to the fans, to the lettermen, like, this is our guy. I thought that was a very effective way to get it across.
Matt Wallace spent his life supporting this team, bringing his family and traveling many miles. He is a representation of what it means to be a Penn State fan. His movement connected and rallied fans around a shared desire to preserve Penn State's spirit within the program and to have a coach who bleeds blue and white just as deeply as we do. Penn State football truly means a lot to the university and its fans. Even though Coach Smith didn't get the head coach position, the movement and support around him brought all fans closer together and showed the world what it means to be a Penn State football fan. Now back to you, Sydney.
Thanks, Lily. In other football news, the college football playoff bracket is officially set, with 12 teams in the playoffs and 36 bowl games outside of it. After a thrilling Big Ten championship game, the Indiana Hoosiers pulled out the victory against the Ohio State Buckeyes in order to take the #1 seed. On the other hand, Notre Dame season has officially come to an end as they have withdrawn from bowl game contention. The Big 12 Conference went as far as to fine Iowa State and Kansas State $500,000 for choosing to opt out of bowl play and to focus on the offseason instead. The first bowl game is set to play on December 13th. The 2025 Formula One season has come to a close and a new champion has been named. McLaren's Lando Norris took the Drivers' Championship with a third-place finish in Abu Dhabi. Teammate Oscar Piastri and Red Bull driver Max Verstappen rounded out the podium. Norris takes his maiden championship after 7 years with the team, securing a total of 423 points, despite the pressure from four-time world champion Verstappen, who finished only 2 points behind in the standings. Now with McLaren's clinching of both the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship, the 2025 season can be put to rest. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Liv Anderson has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Liv Anderson with your entertainment update. This Thursday, December 11th, Arena Bar and Grill will host a free open mic from 7 to 10 a.m. featuring recording artist Olivia Balzer. Sign-ups start at 6:45 with music beginning at 7. Performers are encouraged to share original songs, and the arena is offering happy hour specials until 7 p.m. plus $3 off boneless wings all day. The event takes place at 1521 Martin Street, and holiday sweaters are encouraged. The Central Pennsylvania Institute of Science and Technology is kicking off this holiday weekend with its annual Festival of Trees. CPI will be transformed into a winter wonderland with more than 60 decorated trees, live entertainment, food, a basket raffle, a tree competition, letters to Santa, and even a visit from Santa himself. All proceeds support CPI student organizations. The festival runs from 4 to 8 p.m. on Friday. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star and former Dancing with the Stars contestant Whitney Levitt is taking center stage on Broadway. She announced last week on Instagram that she will be playing the iconic role of Roxy Hart in the hit musical Chicago. She confirmed that Chicago approached her about the role following week 4 on Dancing with the Stars, where she and pro partner Mark Ballas performed a Hamilton-themed foxtrot. Her Broadway debut kicks off February 2nd and runs through March 15th. Pop star Sabrina Carpenter is feuding with the White House after officials posted a video of alleged immigration enforcement arrests set to her song Juno. She fired back on X, calling the clip evil and disgusting, and warning the administration not to use her music for its inhumane agenda. The White House refused to apologize. The clash has ignited widespread debate over artists' music being used in political messaging. That's all for your entertainment update. Now over to interview anchor Cameron Ricciardi speaking with Justin Spots, the Executive Director of the Student Programming Association.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Cameron Ricciardi, and today I'm joined by Justin Spots, Executive Director of the Student Programming Association. Thank you so much for coming in to chat with us this evening, Justin.
Of course.
So first of all, let's get started. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization and your role as the Executive Director?
Yeah, so SPA, the Student Program Association, is a student-run event programming club. Basically, our mission is to provide exciting, fun, innovative events for the entire student body of University Park. We also, a very big focus is making sure that the events stay accessible, whether that physical disability, mental disability, making sure that anybody who shows up can take part in the events of the day. And as Executive Director, I am basically overseeing all of everything over operations-wise for SPA, whether it be finances, marketing, the organization of the event, as well as the internal affairs and everyday operations.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So moving on, how does SPA choose what events to bring to campus and reflect student interests?
So that's one of the best parts about SPA is we have a pretty large general body. And that's the start of every single event that we plan. We start by brainstorming with each and every member that we have, and their opinions are taken into account for every single event that we have. If we have an event, it most likely came from them. And for artists and how we pick those, we work with a wonderful middle agent, and they walk us through the process first couple of times, and then we kind of run with it after that.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the logistical side of planning these events and how your team reaches out and brings public speakers and performers to Penn State?
Yeah, so the logistical side, we have we call it the Logistic Legion. It's basically our logistics committee, and they help us set up day of, and we also work with primarily hub events, and they are a great team that they help us set up and get a organized plan of exactly what we want. And then for like I said, our middle agent, Brett, is an awesome guy. He helps us reach out, gives us some ideas sometimes on if we're a little at a roadblock. Basically, he gives us the professional backbone that we, as we lack as students. So he picks up where we drop off for our professional lives.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. And as the Executive Director, is there any event you felt the most proud of to lead and why?
So I have two, if that's okay.
That's perfect.
I have, last year I was director of events, but I took a pretty big part of planning our first ever DJ competition.
All right.
And I loved that event. It was something nobody else has done before on campus. And it was a good time. And it was just something different that we hadn't seen in a while. So that was amazing for me. And then most recently we had our Lights Up, our kickoff event for the beginning of this semester. We had Quavo. It was one of the largest turnouts we've had in forever.
Yeah.
And it was a great time. Everybody had amazing reviews, which is always good to hear. And it was kind of a once in a lifetime thing, looking out to that crowd and just seeing, all my work come to life.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. And lastly, do you have any goals while you're in the association or dream events you would love the SBA to produce?
Yeah, so my main goal and everything that I push at every single meeting that I'm at is making sure that we're staying creative and innovative and bringing new things that nobody would think is possible. That's my goal every day when I'm with SPA, is making sure that we are doing things that are different from what you would see. I want no other college campuses to be doing what we're doing. That is my goal. In that, I want to see some crazy things. That is my main goal of every time I wake up, is I want to bring crazy things here.
That sounds like a great initiative. Well, Justin, thank you so much for coming in again to chat with us this evening about the Student Programming Association.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Now stick around because coming up next, Eva and Caitlin will have the latest news from across the nation.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Netflix has announced a $72 billion deal to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery, bringing together the streaming giant with HBO, HBO Max, DC Studios, and Warner's film and TV divisions. The deal would create one of the largest entertainment companies in the world, though it faces potential antitrust scrutiny. Netflix says the merger will give viewers more content choices and continue theatrical releases for Warner films. Critics warn it could disrupt movie theaters and the broader film industry. The deal is expected to close in 12 to 18 months, pending regulatory approval.
The New York Times has filed a federal lawsuit against the Pentagon after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth imposed new rules that effectively banned most mainstream media from the building. The Times says the policy violates free speech and due process by giving Hegseth the power to remove reporters at will. The rules have left the Pentagon press room filled with mostly conservative outlets that have agreed to the terms. The Times argues the policy has a chilling effect on journalists and could spread to other agencies. The Pentagon has not yet commented on the suit. A U.S. Navy strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean has sparked controversy after video showed 2 survivors of an initial attack killed in a follow-up strike. Frank Bradley told Congress no kill-them-all order came from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, but lawmakers remain concerned about the legality of targeting survivors. Some Democrats called the footage deeply troubling, while some Republicans defended the operation as part of the fight against drug cartels. A congressional investigation is underway with questions about presidential authority and international law still unresolved. Meanwhile, U.S. Southern Command conducted another strike in the Eastern Pacific, leaving 4 dead. The FBI has arrested Brian J. Cole Jr. for placing 2 pipe bombs outside the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters on January 5, 2021, the night before the Capitol attack. Investigators zeroed in on Cole using credit card purchases of bomb components, cell phone data, and license plate records. No one was hurt, but the devices could have been lethal. Authorities say this arrest is the first time a suspect has been publicly identified in the case, which remained unsolved for nearly 5 years and fueled conspiracy theories. The FBI credit a reinvigorated investigation and detailed review of existing evidence for the breakthrough. Now, over to Kylie with the latest in international news.
Thanks, Caitlin. I'm Kylie Smith with your international news update. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that Israel and Hamas are expected to enter the second phase of their ceasefire, quote, very shortly, once the remains of the last hostage are returned. The second phase would include the disarming of Hamas and demilitarization of Gaza, as well as forming a temporary Palestinian government run by an international board to handle day-to-day affairs. Still, none of this can begin until the remains of Ron Vili are brought home. Netanyahu anticipates the second phase could start as early as the end of the month. A young man named Sebi Hall has been honored with a World Humanitarian Award at India's One World, One Culture Festival. The 22-year-old from Staffordshire was born with a rare chromosome anomaly that prohibits him from being able to read or write. Though this has not stopped him. Hall has been raising money for community causes through his Kindness Foundation for the last 5 years and has raised over $130,000. This money goes towards buying meals and technology to those who need it. Sebi says that kindness is his superpower. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kylie. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.